Good morning. Good morning. Gee, it's great to start your day with coffee with Karma today. So, what if your books are putting your clients to sleep rather than actually attracting them? Maybe you're writing the same old boring book that everybody's read before. And even though you've added in your own personal perspective or your own personal framework, it's still just too straightforward and not engaging enough. Well, if that is the case, I've got 5 ideas that you can layer in with your perspective and your framework to make your book more engaging and attract more leads. Let's get going. But before I start, let me introduce myself in case you are new to my world. My name is Carma Spence, and I help executive coaches, business leaders, and consultants write, publish, and market client attracting books so that they can grow their business. So, my first idea is what I'm calling an ethical dilemma handbook. What you do is you present real life ethical dilemmas, analyze them, and provide an explanation of the complex issues and maybe even some suggestions for a way out of that dilemma. So what this does is it showcases you as a thought leader because you're looking at your industry and they say, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an ethical dilemma, but it's a dilemma of some kind. And you're saying, here are the dilemmas I'm seeing in our industry. And this is why I see them as dilemmas. And here are my suggestions to remedy that dilemma. That's very attractive to your potential clients because they're thinking, wow, she or he is really smart. They understand the lay of the land. They will probably understand my business well too, and will be able to help me get out of the dilemmas I see myself in. Idea number 2, this one I've seen before, and this is a business myth busters guide. And what you're basically doing is you're saying, here are the myths that people believe, and here's the truth. In fact, in my book, You Can Make It to the Finish Line, in which I talk about writing, editing, publishing phase of the author's journey, I do talk about these various myths that people believe in when it comes to writing a book. If you want a quick overview, like less than 15 minutes, go to karmaspence.com/book 3, the number 3, AJS. Scroll down about halfway through the page, and you will see an AI generated podcast in which 2 AI generated podcasters discuss my book, and they go through each of the myths that I said in my book and talk about them. Gives you a great overview, and then or you can just simply buy my book, it's only 99 cents. So there you go. But basically, that's sort of the idea is what you're doing is you're calling out the false beliefs that the people in your audience have, and you're calling BS on them, and you're saying, this is the truth. This is the truth." So, for example, one of the myths I bust is, "I've got too many ideas. I don't even know what to start where to start." And what I suggest is you don't have too many ideas, you have a series. I flip that idea on its head. All right, idea number 3, that's an interactive strategy playbook. This kind of gamifies your book. What you do is you engage, implement, and succeed. That's what you help your readers do. You include exercises, worksheets, actionable strategies to help your readers actually implement something. I did show a book. I didn't think to bring it over here. It's over on my bookshelf, but it's a book that helps people find their next job, and it is loaded with worksheets, and it walks you through this woman's process. That's very engaging for the right audience. Now, obviously, this isn't gonna work for every audience. Some audiences just want a quick read. These kind of books are not a quick read. Another good example of this type of book is Pay Me What I'm Worth by Soul Dancer. I interviewed him for Public Speaking Superpowers, and that is not an easy read book. But if you do go through the book and you do the exercises, you come out the other end feeling stronger, more courageous, and better about your skill set and your ability to create success in your life. It's very powerful. So these interactive strategy playbooks, they can be deep like that, where I mean, it's going to take you months to get through the book, but the result is amazing. Or they can be simpler. I mean, it could be a strategy of how to create your social media strategy, for example. That is not that hard. I know people who teach that in a 2-hour workshop. Why not create a book that evokes that 2-hour workshop? Maybe you have a 2-hour workshop on some topic where you walk people through things. You could create a book based on that workshop that becomes an interactive strategy guide or playbook. Now, this next idea, it's not necessarily an old idea. I know, one of my mentors is actually implementing this not as a book, but as a program, has been getting great success, and that is the 28-day challenge. Most people have been doing 30-day challenges, 31-day challenges, challenges that take up an entire month. But there's something magical about 28 days because it's exactly 4 weeks. So you can break the challenge up into 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, having a rest day every week. And you can it's sorta like having a devotional, except that it helps your readers achieve a specific outcome through small tasks that take 15 minutes or less every day for 28 days. That is a very engaging book, and it gets people engaged with your book for a longer period of time. So now they've got your voice in their head for 28 days. Do you think that a good percentage of the people who read that book are gonna convert into people on your list, people who become your clients? Yes, absolutely. You've helped them in 28 days, you've helped them achieve a simple goal, and you've had your voice in their head for a month. Yes, a good percentage of the people who read that book are going to hire you. So that is a really good idea. And my 5th idea is what I call the ultimate cheat sheet guide. Basically, you condense essential knowledge into a highly practical and actionable resource. So, in a way, Public Speaking Superpowers is an ultimate cheat sheet guide. I go through all the different skill sets. You don't have to have all of them, but if you have a lot of these, and then at the end of every chapter, I have exercises that helps you implement that particular superpower. I go through superpowers that are innate to who you are. I talk about superpowers that are like tools you put in a toolbox, the whole shebang. It is a public speaking course in a book. And in a way, it is an ultimate cheat sheet guide because it breaks everything down and gives you actionable steps at the end of every chapter. So there you go. 5 ways to take the information you already have to write a book and make it more engaging, more interesting. Again, that's sort of the dilemma handbook, the Mythbusters guide, an interactive strategy playbook, a 28-day challenge, and an ultimate cheat sheet guide. I will be back on Wednesday. These podcasts go live on YouTube at 9 a.m. Central, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I also stream them live to different platforms each day. Monday is LinkedIn. Wednesday are my 2 Facebook pages, and Friday is my Facebook profile. I will be back on Wednesday to talk about 5 impactful strategies to elevate your self-published book success. This is Carma Spence saying ciao for now.